Notifications. Oh my gosh. There's gonna be a lot of squeaking. One. There you go. That can go away. Peanut butter! What am I getting notifications for? Oh yeah, I forgot I posted the drawing on Twitter. Anyway. So today I did I did give myself a plan of what I want to do today for the Origins mod today. So let me grab my little list because my autistic ass decided to put a list together for my plans. So my plans for this world that I put together is to save-proof the farm area from rain. It's an Endarian, so I can't be out in the rain. Create a bridge across the river. Make the house look nicer, I guess. The house kind of looks like a box. I'ma be real. That needs to look nicer too. Level up my enchantment table to 30, which means I'm gonna be doing a lot of sugarcane farming. I need this to be at level 30. Get enough diamonds to make armor and full tools. I don't remember how many diamonds I already have. Check over here. I've already got 28, but I don't believe it's like full armor. Okay, so that's full armor, but it's not full tools. So I'm gonna need to gather up a few more diamonds in the process. Let me cook that up. And then randomly I just put jukebox. So yeah. I do have quite a bit that I do want to do. So that's a thing. I guess. I'm getting tangled up already in cord. I got loads of redwood, so all I need to do, is clear up some of these trees so that I can make a path to the river. I mean, I might have a lot more wood to work with. I should also probably make an automated thing for a very specific thing, because I have so many redwood saplings. Oh my god! That is way too many. Yeah, that's a lot of redwood. You know what? I might as well composter real fast. Get some of that. Make a pair of chests so that I can make a pair of hoppers. Make a double chest. And then head over here and put these two chests here like so. hopper, that, I'm inside it, and that. Boom. That can help solve that problem, kind of. I might need to make more. Now that I'm thinking about it, why is there enough? I put it there. Oh, it's gonna be a lot. I mean, I got plenty of iron, so I'm not worried about it. Let me make another composter, another set of chests, for another pair of hoppers. Alright, hopper situation dealt with. No. That's... And then that goes in there. I also do need to probably make, a farm for leather. If I'm to upgrade my enchantment table, like I want to. Let me take care of the redwood tree problem. No, not my birch trees. Build that. While that works, probably gonna be sitting here going through a lot of axes because there's a lot of wood cut down. Just gonna make 4. No harm in making 4, right? I don't have food, do I? No, I don't. Oh, that's an issue. Except for rotten flesh. Not really food. I have string. Yes, I do. I can do fishing, since, I currently don't have food. I'm definitely going to need food. Can't just go diving into the river, neither. Obviously. Clear out these trees. I think I want to widen this out a bit, so I've got more space to work with down here. And a lot. I also should probably, eventually, like, add, like, a few overhangs here and there if I'm gonna be spreading this out a bit. Just a bit, not too much. Enough to properly open up the path, right? Yeah, that tree needs to go. That looks ugly as all hell. Goodbye, tree. And then I'm gonna clean up the path a bit, because all this mumbo jumbo stuff going on here, kind of looks bad. So, let's do a little bit of cleaning up the area. Just to make the clearing a little better so that I can come through with a shovel. Yeah. Alright. This feels pretty cleaned up. I do want to do a little bit of fishing first, real fast. Because obviously I need food, and I don't have any right now. Really? The first fish I get is a pufferfish? Well, I mean, to be fair, do have an addiction with these fuckers. Anyway, oh, that trippy shit. Fine. Everything is fine. An enchantment book. That's nice. Mmm. Boy, oh boy, do I love eating raw pufferfish. Wow, another pufferfish. How convenient. Can I have a normal fish that I could eat? That would be real nice. Come on, give me a real fish. Yes, a normal fish. What's this? Oh, that's got power 3 and then. Huh. I bet I can use that on a sword. Actually, kind of nice. Hopefully, put it on a diamond sword. Get full diamond. Whoa. Whoa. What died? Hear me. Hello? I just got a water bottle. Fish. Oops, I pulled that into. God damn. I can't tell. I think it's getting dark. I can't tell because everything is dark. Is a little black and white, so I can't physically tell. So much wood. No, I have too much. Put that there. I think. Wait, can't I make potions of poison with pufferfish? Where I remember I can. I don't remember off the top of my head. Hold on. Where pufferfish were used in potion? Yeah, it is. Okay, so they're used with water breathing. Okay. So these guys are used with water breathing. Hey, grab my cooked fish. Recuperate my health. Yeah, it was getting dark. Alright. New day. Got a shovel real fast. I do wanna clean up this bit. I want to clean. Okay. Well, got a path going this way, you know. Might as well start working on putting the path together. Oop. Gonna need a new shovel. Shovel. Then I could put the starting of the bridge here. I'm also gonna need more chests because of how much wood I've got here. Because I have so much. Then here, fish, there, that, and then enchantment books. There. There. Grab this and that. Now, the painful part is gonna be trying to get into the water to deal with, the pillars, because I'm not gonna do, like, a straight-up bridge out that way. That just feels weird, you know? But I do know I definitely am gonna need get under the water. Wish I had like another person here. That would 100% help me with the water situation. But I do not have that, so I just gotta deal with what I got. Alrighty. I am also gonna do some more fishing. Obviously, very low on food. I'm also gonna probably need to go find cows. I definitely am gonna need cows. At least 2 cows. 2 cows is, definitely gonna be very needed. Ooh. One of these days, I should totally build, like, a fish shack, whatever, thing around here. There's a very lonely redwood back there. Fishing is so boring. But I gotta do what I gotta do, because I can't go in that water. Crops will not be growing very quickly. For most of my crops. So I do think my potatoes will be growing fine. They grow in the spring. That's another pufferfish. Not eat it. My addicted rear end will not eat that pufferfish. Got plenty. So I don't know what water breathing is gonna do for me because I can't even go in the water. And I'm a lonely bastard. I don't even think I have a. Oh, I do have essential on here. Okay, I do have essential on here, but the only other person that I know of that does play Minecraft, like, super darn busy, and then there's me, who's like almost never busy. I currently don't have a job. So, my father has been like trying to force me and pressure me into working at a warehouse job again. Um, and I'm not really interested in working at a warehouse job. I've looked at every other job, but every time I try bringing it up to him about it, it's always no, or I'm not gonna drive you there, and nah 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 nah. Even though a lot of the jobs I go for are literally like 5 minutes away as a drive, and his excuses are it doesn't pay enough. I'm like, yeah, that's our economy, bro. And tragically, I am autistic. And the last time I worked at a warehouse job, that did not go well for me. I got hospitalized for that. And I would rather go through that again, but I can't say any of that to him because that's just going to result in him throwing a literal hissy fit, acting like I'm causing the end of the world just because I don't want to work at a warehouse job, let alone at a job alongside him. He has told he every single job he has worked for, I shit you not, he always praises the shit out of the job when he starts working there. And as soon as things don't go his way, or the workplace seems, quote, unfair or unjust to him, all that praise goes down the window, and every single job he has sat there and said, you should work alongside me at this job, and at this job, and at this job, but he has quit so many jobs or gotten fired from so many jobs that I'm just like, no. I mean, shit. It wouldn't be the first time I worked alongside him, and the reason why I don't want to work alongside him is because of the last time I worked alongside him. He made me have so many meltdowns at the workplace because he would scream at me in front of everyone at the workplace. I'm not even joking about it, neither. He would scream at me for something that occurred either at home or something he didn't like, and whatnot, that I did. And he would always resort to just screaming and shouting and causing me to bawl my eyes out because I cannot necessarily handle when he screams. He's a very scary man when he gets mad. And I honestly, who full blown do not feel comfortable working alongside him because of that fact. But I can't say any of that because I don't want to get screamed at again just for having an opinion or feeling remotely uncomfortable with him because of his behavior and his past behavior. And there's nothing I physically can do about it either. That's the shitty part. There's nothing I can do about it because nobody believes me. Everybody sits there and acts like I'm over exaggerating what I'm expressing as being like painful per se, like emotionally painful. If you know a thing or two about autism, you probably would know that we don't necessarily do well under extreme pressure, especially for like a good handful of people with autism. Now I'm one of those people who struggles with like super stressful situations that cause me like genuine pain when I am stressed out about something. But I don't necessarily get like remotely acknowledged when it happens. I get like told that I'm like being dramatic or my feelings are commonly like like that's foggy all of a sudden. My emotions get like kind of backhanded per se, and people kind of just ignore when I express my discomfort towards certain things. And I'm also like constantly told that just because I'm an adult now, that my struggles get basically ignored, which is kind of hard to handle with. I have a lot of struggles that get very heavily undermined because of the fact that I am an adult and I understand heavily on a lot of things. Um like I understand like some people's pain per se. And this understanding that I grasp onto pretty easily makes it harder for me to get the help that I do need as an autistic person. People just absolutely ignore it and act like, oh, I'm the problem because of the fact that I can't handle this, or I'm too sensitive because of this, or nah 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 nah, or what have you, and here I am, just vibing in my own, like, little bubble, because I don't know what else to do, everybody acts like, my shit mean nothing, and then there's the issue where I get I get a lot of kids who interact with me, and they express that I understand exactly how they feel and what have you. And then there's the kids who get so damn jealous that, oh, all these kids like me, and that because they feel that I'm so relatable and that I'm like I genuinely treat everybody equally, that suddenly I'm evil, or I'm there to hurt the kids, when I'm like, one, I don't like damn near nobody technically, let alone in any mean necessary in any other way. I don't like nobody except for like one person, and I'm still waiting on his ass. You know, I am a loyal little shit. All right, and I've had kids online when I'm playing like public games, like literally public ass game. Will be like, you're trying to prey upon kids, and I'm just gonna be like, motherfucker, I'm playing an online public game that is designated for technically everybody, that I also like to play because it's a fun game to interact with. Like, for example, I play Minecraft um because it's a comfort thing. I used to play this when I was little. Um and because of that, I still play it to this day because it is like a comfort feeling for me. And I've actually had somebody within the Minecraft community shitting on me because I am an adult who plays Minecraft. And they went with the whole, you know, that allegation. And I'm just over here like, brother, I'm literally just existing and playing a game. I don't understand why you need to make those allegations while I'm literally doing nothing. Um, I also don't hide anything. I have no need to. Um, let alone the fact that every single one of my friends can testify that my ass don't do that type of shit. Like, I've had my adult friends attempt to flirt with me and get nowhere. And I have had people witness my discomfort when I see or hear kids in the background being a little weird, per se. I don't. And they know. They know. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of being around that type of thing when it does occur. Now, I'm aware that's going to always occur. Kids are always going to be kids. Um, does not mean I'm gonna be any more comfortable with hearing it. Um, primarily because, like, I am asexual. I'm not typically, like, the most sexually active person, per se. But, like, sure, I guess. Anyway, back to my yapping about, the job situation. But, like, so, man, why is yapping struggle in the ass all of a sudden? But, like, I have this thing. I did attempt to, um, get, like, state disability benefits, as an autistic person. But, because, my original, psychiatrist that diagnosed me with my autism, officially diagnosed me with my autism, um, because he had retired, and the fact that the place I went to get my diagnosis wants me to pay money to print when I don't want them printed. I just want an email state with all of my information. I don't need print. I don't need paper. Just an email saying, yes, the person is diagnosed. Here is the diagnoses. Here's all the information you need, and yada yada. The state went to my school, and my school, they didn't really teach me how to live on my own. They did everything for me just so that I could um pass high school. And because of that, the state will not give me any form of benefits because according to the state, I am not disabled enough to need benefits. Even though I struggle with ow, 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 no, get out. This is why I need to prevent everything. Anyway, but I'm not allowed to have any kind of benefits whatsoever because I worked at a warehouse job that got me hospitalized because the fact that I was going to be fired and I had a panic attack that was so severe that I have a scar on my arm now because my meltdown made me scratch at my arm really, really bad. And because of that, they think that I'm capable of, being able to do my own thing and, live, even though in reality, I cannot. I'm fully aware that I cannot. I hate it when people sit there and say that, oh, but you're just over this, over exaggerating this and this and this, when no, I'm not. This is exactly how I feel. This is how much it is a struggle for me, and undermining it and ignoring it is only making it worse. Not only for myself, but for everybody else around me who have to live with me and have to deal with my disability and my struggle that I have to deal with on a daily basis. I do not over exaggerate my disability in the slightest. And it sucks that people automatically act like I am over exaggerating my disability when in reality I'm not. I suffer with my disability, and I have actually seen so many accounts on the internet who are like, oh, people don't suffer from autism and like, no, a large majority of people do in fact suffer from autism, both people with autism and without it, because not only are there the people who like, not only do they have to live with it, but there's people out there who are extremely uneducated to autism, and because of that uneducated assets to autism, it makes it more difficult for those who suffer with it. and allowing them to live comfortably in a life that honestly is not built for us. We are the oddballs in society because we cannot process or think the same way as others do, and we are in turn forced to mask. Um, and masking is actually very damaging for anybody, because not only are you masking your issues, but you're also like masking your feelings, what hurts, and what have you, and everybody does it. And I'm fully aware of it, that everybody masks to an extent, some more severe than others, and I personally am just getting tired of having to mask the disability that I do indeed have, and being told that my feelings towards the things that genuinely hurt mentally are invalid or undermined or miscommunicated because people just don't want to accept the fact that the that autism is indeed an issue, not like in a bad way, but like in a way that people who have it and live in a place where they aren't necessarily supported, it can be very damaging for the individual with autism alongside the people who have to live with those who have it, because they are being made and treated as though the disability just does not exist whatsoever. And because of that, those with autism necessarily suffer more because they're made to hold it in and told that, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or you're just making it seem worse than it is, or it's not that bad. Those are a lot of common phrases I hear, at least. Because, my family just don't typically understand. Or the common one that I get is that I'm always told to stop using my autism as an excuse for everything, when I have expressed multiple times that no, my autism is not an excuse for anything. My autism is a hindrance, not only to myself, but to others around me, because I think differently, I act differently, I process everything differently, and because of those processing and those major differences between those with autism without it, we have a lot of struggles. And like, I live with two people who have ADHD, which, yes, is a part of the spectrum, but there are several major key differences between autism and ADHD. For example, ADHD folks typically are more social than those with autism, along with the fact that those with ADHD are also more commonly accepted amongst those who are neurotypical and are not on the spectrum, primarily because of the fact that those who have ADHD are more social and are less likely to stick out like a sore thumb than those with autism. Now, I'm not saying that that's every single person with ADHD and autism. That's obviously not the case. Um, but people with it still do better than those with autism. And here's another thing. People with autism also are like up and down a lot, especially emotionally. I've had my dad tell me multiple times, trying to sit there and say that I'm bipolar. Um, Even though I'm very much so not bipolar. I'm just very up and down sometimes with my feelings, typically due to the fact that not only do I have autism, but I also have depression. I have clinical depression. I do not take medications for them because they do not help. And being transgender, I also have to deal with the fact that um, there is the possibility that I may have gender dysphoria. I do need to see a therapist about it. Currently, I'm not very comfortable with therapists, primarily because of the fact that majority of the time when I have spoken to a therapist about these kind of things, I kind of don't seem to make it clear, apparently, that the things I'm suffering from are more of an issue than they seem to be. And that's like the biggest problem for me, because not only do I struggle to express my feelings, but I also have to deal with depression, which makes those feelings kind of up and down a lot. It's not fun. It's really not fun at all, because I will have days where I just really do not have the mental energy or capacity to do anything whatsoever. And because of that, I have to not only deal with my inability to understand and register social cues, but I also have to deal with family who don't typically understand what I'm going through and grasp that I'm struggling with certain things. Like, I cannot make phone calls on my own, let alone in general sometimes, because phone calls feel so uncomfortable for me, like physically uncomfortable. Kind of the same way with how I feel about like the kid thing previously that I mentioned about, like the kid thing, where I don't feel comfortable with kids making like sexual jokes or comments around me as an adult. I have that same like issue with phone calls, where it kind of almost hurts in a way that I can't like articulate properly what I'm like experiencing or going through as an autistic individual with phone calls. And that's just one thing I struggle with. Another thing I do struggle with, especially living with a bunch of people who have ADHD in the home, um, is they do not live on routine, but I do, and because of that, um, they do a lot of things very differently and are more randomized. Unlike me, um, I need routine just to function independently, and without said routine, I struggle more significantly because of it. And my family do not take it seriously whatsoever when I express that I need routine. It is not a request whatsoever, and I'm kind of just ignored half the time. Um, with always the constant excuse that, oh, because I'm 23 now, that I shouldn't need all of this help or all the support, and na 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 na. Most of this is coming from my father and occasionally from my stepmother because, but she also has ADHD. But I I just cannot understand why every time I try to express that I have this particular struggle, that it is not something I can say no to, um, that I'm kind of just like either unacknowledged or told that it's not that big of a deal. That it's you're just over exaggerating it and you just need to get over it. When I physically can't get over it. And that's like one of the biggest issues I've had as a person with autism who lives in a household that does not understand the difficulties of autism and stuff. And then there's the fact that anytime I try to express the turmoil and the issues that I have between family members, like there was at this one point where I was constantly fighting with my stepbrother over the position of spoons. Um, my dad has this habit of collecting spoons, and he had collected out 6 spoons that did not fit with the others, and because of that, they would always fall over. Um, the issue with that is that, my stepbrother would always put the 6 spoons, in a separate pile. And because of that, there's always these issues with me constantly putting those spoons back into 2 separate piles. And because of that issue, I had eventually just said, fuck it. And I kind of hid those spoons. I hid them away. not anywhere like too conspicuous. They're just out of the way to just stop the little war between spoons. Because the spoon issue was frustrating me so badly that I genuinely had like almost physical reactions to the issue with the spoons. Um, like when I got frustrated when talking about the spoons, I had such a severe physical reaction to basically being told that it's not that big of a deal to stop fussing over the spoons. I curled up in a ball and grabbed at my hair because of it. Because I genuinely wanted to just lash out of frustration because nobody was taking me seriously. And I have told this a few times to my stepbrother of my genuine physical reaction towards the issues that I have. Um, Trying to get medicated for autism is also, I know, very difficult and stuff. And with those difficulties comes with the issues of trying to express them per se. Not a lot of people understand that when an autistic person says, "Hey, this is becoming really frustrating for me and it's really making me struggle," and those aren't usually commonly understood per se, and because of that, I'm kind of just like left in the dark half the time. Um, I do need food. I will be right back though. Oh my god, I need to get off my Spanish. it's never much. 'Cause I can't eat much. Because of that stomach. Also, apologize. I'm having like one of those days where I'm like, my brain is just not typically in the best headspace. Or no. Again, when am I ever actually properly in a good headspace? I'm most never in a good headspace. I'm just usually really good at pretending to be in one. Anyway. There's also the issue with my father's, anger. He gets very angry very easily, over the, like, the littlest of things could set him off. And because of that alone, it causes the whole household to kind of always be on edge. Especially if, like, he's in a bad mood that day. And that's always, like, the hardest part of any day for all of us, really. It's never fun when he's in a bad mood. When he's in a bad mood, everybody's gotta be in a bad mood. Because, he gets, like, so mean about it, and just sarcastic as all hell. You could also, like, practically say that you could feel the energy he gives off when he's in a bad mood. I don't mean that, like, lightly either. He's in a bad mood. We're all suffering for it. I wish I was joking about that. I genuinely do wish I was joking about that. You just know when he's in a really bad mood. And it sucks. Like, not only is he in a bad mood, but everybody else has to suffer for it. And while everybody's having to suffer for it, we all have to kiss his feet just to avoid him lashing out on us. Because when he lashes out, it's very verbal. He kind of, like, uses everything he physically can just to either make you feel bad, or just to hurt your feelings, or intentionally use your trauma, as a weapon. I have to hear it often of him doing it to my stepmother. And she's just gotten numb to it. That's how often it happens. And it's anytime she tries to have, like, any fun for herself, like hanging out with her friends. She makes friends pretty easily. Like, she's got quite a few friends that she likes to hang out with. But she can almost barely hang out with her friends outside of work because of him. And I know it frustrates her too. Because the last time she went out to hang out with her friends, he instantly started telling me that she was cheating on him, like, constantly, because anytime she went out to hang out with her friends, which is a mix of both male and female friends, it was always straight to the whole cheating thing. And when I tried saying that, I tried telling him that I highly doubt she would be cheating on him, and that she was just hanging out with friends. That's literally all it was. Because her friends invited her and not him, because he is a bit of a fucking he's like that kind of person in like a group of people where all the attention has to be on him, or everybody's gonna have to suffer for it. And because of that, her friends do not want to hang out with him. And he doesn't like that. And here's the crazy thing. He literally looked at me and said, "How would I know when I've never been in a relationship?" Buddy old pal, boy oh boy, do I have some news for you, since you apparently have forgotten about a few of the relationships I have been in. Along with the fact that I'm an autistic person who really, really likes My Little Pony, which is all about friendship and relationships, and teaching you how to be a friend and relationships and about all that nice little stuff. Whoa, what the fuck? Damn! Bending. Okay. And after he said that, I just went, okay, and went to my room, because at that point, it was just practically talking to a brick wall. So, I'm not even saying this just like to shit on him either. It's like, this is just the reality of the behavior of his actions. And I would like to talk about these frustrations to him, but anytime anybody tries expressing any frustrations with his behavior or his actions, it always turns around into him becoming the victim. And that's kind of like resulted in at least 4 of us in the household agreeing that he is very narcissistic, and there's a high possibility that he is a narcissist, which I was really curious about if people with ADHD can develop narcissism. And when I did some digging around, I went to like actual medical websites that help with this kind of information. Yes, in fact, people with ADHD are more likely to develop narcissism if they've experienced a traumatic childhood. And according to my father's stories, where he's, not yapping about or screaming at somebody about his shit, his calmer stories about his childhood, they do tell me that he has a very traumatic childhood. And and they fit perfectly with his behavior. And it would make sense. Because not only is everything just about him, but there's also the fact that anytime anybody in the house has an issue with him directly, it kind of like always, and it always turns into him just being the victim of a situation and stuff. Where it's never him that's the issue. It's everybody else around him because everybody else is targeting him and what have you. It's never him. He's not the issue. And that's the hardest part. I do need to finish that, which I completely forgot about. I was thinking, forgot that. And the biggest issue, I typically have with my father is the multiple times where he just absolutely ignores the shit out of my issues and undermines them or tells me that my issues are not that big of a deal. That anytime I'm struggling with things like making a phone call for a doctor, which is very, very stressful for me, and it's very hard for me to do on my own, because I do experience stress very, very heavily. And with that stress comes with my freezing, which commonly occurs when I make phone calls or driving a car. As another example, you have leaves. Open this one day. What are you getting? Seeds, toadstools, cactus. That's nice. I don't have. Do I have emeralds? Yeah, I already forgot if I do not. Well, sir, I do not have emeralds, but you have leaves. I want your leaves. Now, sir, you have nothing useful for me currently, and you will just despawn eventually. I might as well just kill your ass. And that's a creeper. That's 2 creepers. Hey now. Chill. Chill out. No. Ah, these creepers, I swear. Alright, creeper. Come here. No? Okay. As long as I don't have to see you. Good. Anyway. Back to my yap spree. Yapping this entire time. What was I yapping about? I'm really good at forgetting what I'm yapping about when I get distracted about stuff. Oh, right. My stress response to things very commonly just to freeze. When I'm under a lot of pressure, or to hide. Another stress response of mine. I used to do that a lot when I was working at the Amazon warehouse that my dad pressured me into working at. I never wanted to work there because I full on knew that working there would be more harmful for me than good. So when my father had pressured me into working there, um, I kind of just knew that I would be struggling a lot. And I did. I in fact did struggle quite a bit while working there. But nobody believed me that I was struggling. Um, I guess I'm just really good at hiding my feelings, apparently. Um, but not only that, but I shit you not. Some of the people in the warehouse, um, primarily the HR, who, typically handle with, like, issues and needs and what have you, one of the ladies, in the HR, dead ass looked at me straight in the face and told me that I didn't look autistic. And that has, like, upset me so bad that physically I cannot, like, let it go. Cause, like, how the hell can you look at somebody and be like, you don't look autistic, with a straight face? Okay, explain to me that. Like, even all my friends are like, dude, what is autism supposed to look like? Even I'm like, bro, what are we supposed to be, all Dr. Murphy or Sheldon here with the autism? With the monotone voice, all being boys, because most shows portray autism in a male aspect, which autism is very different between both men and women. Um, what are we doing here? You know? It's just so stupid that I cannot even comprehend the audacity a person would have to sitting there and say with a straight face to an autistic person who tells you they are autistic and say, you don't look autistic. Like, where did your common sense go? That don't look right. This occurred when I was trying to get accommodations within the workplace, and they made that so unnecessarily difficult, especially because of the fact that my mother had lost all of my physical documentations to my autism, and that in turn made it harder for me to get proper accommodations for the workplace because of it. And now I'm not mad at my mother about it. I understand that she's very forgetful, that she also has clinical depression, and I'm fully aware that depression causes memory loss in all of its patients, and anybody who suffers from it. I'm fully aware of it. But it comes down to the fact that those were like super important documents that had been lost due to her forgetfulness. And because of that, I will be struggling to get documentation for myself, for my autism, because of the fact that my family will not help. They think that just because I'm an adult, that I can make phone calls on my own, which, yes, I could. But every time I do attempt to make a phone call, I get that freeze response every single time. I cannot control it. I wish I could. If only I could control it, then I wouldn't be struggling as much. But I do. And with those struggles, comes with the need for assistance. But my family do not seem to understand the need for assistance that I do need. Help with very specific things, and without that help, I will struggle in life. Now, I know a lot of people, especially I know kids, will hear this and be like, oh, that's so relatable, and they know how that feels, and yada yada. I'm getting tired of people telling me that all of my struggles are relatable, primarily because of the fact that it's damn near everybody who does it at this point. And I'm just over here trying to live, for one. Two, there's the constant issue with kids thinking that just because I appear relatable, that that they can be weird about it, have crushes on me, which is weird as shit. I don't know why I've had a lot of kids recently, who will just come up to me and say they have a crush on me because I seem so nice and relatable. That's just a lot of weirdness, weird bullshit that I hear from a lot of kids. Really annoying, to be fair. Like, imagine yourself just trying to exist with your life, and a kid comes up to you and just randomly admits they have a crush on you. And you're just living your life, existing, doing your own thing, to be honest. Not even like interacting with this kid in particular. I've had it happen so many times that it honestly is just annoying, and I have a feeling that that most of these kids are doing it just to rage bait adults and what have you. But I don't feel like angry or rageful over it. I feel just morally confused about it because I don't understand like the amusement behind it, and that confusion is what frustrates me more. I don't typically use the word angry for much, because it is true when I say I'm not angry. I do not get angry. I can get disappointed. I can get upset. I can get frustrated. I can get agitated. I can even be very minorly just annoyed by something, but anger has never been necessarily one of those things. And I guess it's frustrating when people be like, "Oh, you're mad," and I'm like, "No, I'm not mad. I do not get mad. I do not want me mad. The last person who had gotten me mad learned the hard way why you do not get me mad. I do not get mad. And when I do get mad, I do not necessarily make the experience very nice whatsoever. I make sure that people will not forget to never anger me intentionally. Which, it does help that I'm very, like, emotionally aware of other people and their feelings and what really hurts most in people. I'm very aware. And because of this awareness that I hold, it makes it really easy for me to just use that against others, and I make sure it hurts. It hurts as much as they hurt me. I do not forget who hurts me. I do not forget what hurt me. And necessarily, I don't typically, make that, like, my personality. No, I may occasionally bring it up to somebody and be like, "Hey, I'm struggling with the things that somebody else did that hurt me a while ago, and I kind of just need somebody to just to talk to because it helps, right? Because sometimes it does affect me physically, like emotionally, and because of that, it can cause me occasionally issues. Bitch, you are not having my goddamn class. Like there's this one guy. I know I've made a few streaming videos with him a few times. I'm not friends with him anymore. To be fair, he has been known to getting himself into drama a lot. I don't know if it's intentional or not. I don't necessarily think, but he has gotten into drama rather frequently, and not only were my friends avoiding him because of the drama that he gets himself into, but even I eventually started distancing myself from him about it. Which, I mean, to be fair, um, he has always seemed kind of like the kind of guy that always wants attention, one way or another. He also, so the reason why I stopped being friends with him, like, altogether, was because I finally asked. He would lie to me. Um, he had lied about why he had randomly come to me out of the blue and stated, "Hey, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. We have way too many differences." Now, you think, what does different having differences have to do with friendships and whatnot? Everybody has their differences, but I thought the same thing, and I let it be for a few months, but it was genuinely bothering me. So I was like, dude, can you like tell me the real reason behind why you randomly stated that to me? And he had told me that because a kid had told him that I was doing and saying um, things to this kid that were inappropriate around minors. Um, I, firstly, I unfriended him on Discord, but I have him on TikTok as well. I had sent him a message about the whole situation. I told him, no, kid has been very well known to lying, not only about me, but about everyone around them. They're very well known for it. And that, no, I would not do anything necessarily like sexual to this kid. In fact, this kid would actually do more sexual towards me. Not necessarily towards me, but like around me way too often, even though I have expressed multiple times to this kid to quit it. I do not feel comfortable about it. About them literally. So we play like a VR game, VR chat. So this kid would always like um while I'm around and nearby and just playing games or just hanging out with my friends with this kid, they would hump um their partner like right next to me, or their partner would do the same thing to them, and it made me like really uncomfortable. And I had expressed this. I said, "Hey, I'm not really comfortable with y'all doing that around me. Could you guys not?" But they just kept doing it, and eventually I had enough and kind of just didn't want to be around them anymore. I was kind of happy when they just randomly out of the blue unfriended me. I genuinely didn't care. Then again, this kid would also bring a lot of drama around too, so there was that. So, um, um, along with that, my ex friend also told me to get over the issue I had with this one person who from the internet who had done something that kind of literally traumatized me, which is kind of why I'm like super like not trusting of people currently. Even now, I struggle heavily with being like around people or trusting people completely. I've always had that issue, but after an incident with this person, that trust kind of just went out the door. Um, so I don't typically get close to people. And he told me to get over it, that it's in the past and that it cannot affect me anymore. And I'm like, it may be in the past, but it still very heavily affects me. I may not talk about it to you anymore because you have proven to me that you do not give a shit about the fact that it does, in fact, still hurt me to this day. That person may have forgotten me, but I have not been able to forget what happened to me that day. That is one thing I have not been able to forget. And because of that, that was another issue he had with me, apparently. And then his third issue he had with me was the fact that I finally gave up trying to spend time with him because he would constantly, like, forget about me or tell me that his parents are suddenly making him do chores, even though I told him the easiest way to solve that is to do your chores beforehand, and he never did. And then would sit there and say, oh, I forgot to do them constantly. And, I mean, like, I know I'm a person who's pretty forgetful myself, but when it comes to chores, I make sure to do my chores first before doing anything else. It's like pretty responsible thing to do, especially as an adult. He's also an adult. And that I finally just said, fuck it. If you say that you are if you don't give me a straight answer anymore about it, and that I had asked him a few times to hang out with him, right? And I had asked if he could play Minecraft with me. I hadn't asked him in a long while. Ow. Ow. And it's been a while since I had asked him. And, I had finally asked him after a while to being able to play Minecraft with me. And he was like, he kind of like was like baby-ish. He was like super iffy about it. Didn't give me like a full-blown straight answer. And when he told me that he probably could, I tried setting up like a schedule to say, hey, this is the exact time I would like to play Minecraft with you. And he kind of just like didn't give me much of a straight answer about it. And this wouldn't be the first time this has like happened either, where he would give me like a straight answer, or where he'll just say yeah straight up, and then when the time came, he'd either had forgotten about it, or he suddenly gets all busy, or he suddenly has a long time friend that suddenly appeared all of a sudden. He's been doing this did that for like years since I've been with him. And I had not said anything to him about it for like years. Even though I had expressed my frustrations on occasion, that it is frustrating trying to hang out with him and such. And it just got to a point where I just said, fuck it, dude. You can't give me a straight answer. If you can't fix your fucking scheduling, dude, I'm not gonna hang out with you. Like, I've met plenty of people with ADHD. It's not that hard. when it comes to scheduling, it is not that damn hard. And I'm not doing that whole thing of, oh, comparing between, like, no. I have met people that are exactly as forgetful as him, and they can literally manage a schedule at least to an extent. Like, sure, their scheduling is not the best, it's still ass, but at least they don't make excuses constantly just to avoid me. Like, if you don't want to hang out, just fucking say so. I don't care. Just be honest about it. Like, I'm so tired of, like, people lying to me and shit. Like, you don't need to lie. I don't lie to nobody else. I have no need for it. I do not need to lie. I will tell you the bluntest, honest truth. I will not hesitate to do so. And I do not expect people to lie to me either. You lie to me, it's game over. Like, I don't like lying. I don't like other people lying to me. So when you lie to me, you're just flat out telling me that you don't care, you don't want to be friends, and that you prefer to live in a life of lies. I don't like living in a life of lies. I'm so damn aware of everything going on around me that it is very hard to lie to me. It's gotten to a point where I literally will, like, if I noticed somebody, like, lying to me about something, I will legit just out of the blue be like, hey, so about this, can we talk about this? And I typically do that. I want to see if they'll continue to lie to my face, about that specific thing they're lying about, or if they'll finally tell me the truth. I really hate liars so much. Liars are the reason why I couldn't come out to my family, about being groomed when I was a minor by adults. I used to hang out on this platform that I had no, like, real idea that all these, like, grown-ass men were, kind of like, they were, like, for real, about sexualizing me and my personality and what have you. And it eventually, like, got to this point where I genuinely believed that what they were doing to me was perfectly normal. I didn't know any better. I was just a minor back then. And when I learned that, no, what they did was not normal, that I was in fact groomed, I could never come out to my parents about it. Like, at all. It was like the one thing I could not do. Primarily because why would anybody believe me, right? There's so many people out there that lie about these kind of things that, nobody is going to believe a word I say. So, I just never came out about it. Process. And I guess that sucks. It does suck for me, but it's to a point where I've kind of just gave up trying, per se. Like, what's the point in trying when nobody's gonna really believe you, right? Because there's all these people out there who lie about grooming, about pedophilia, about the other stuff I don't want to talk about, because even that's like, I don't like, way more sensitive than anything else. And people lie about that. No. People lie about it, and then people who do suffer from it wonder why nobody wants to believe them. And it all turns back to the simple fact that there's people out there who prefer to lie about these kind of things in attempt to getting rid of people they don't necessarily like, right? Kind of like a trend that I've noticed about people, where they will say and lie to attempt to get rid of people they don't like, because they don't like them. That's just something that occurs often. Annoying as shit. But we deal with it because nobody addresses it. Because how can you address that? Like, everybody is going to lie about these things. That just comes with being human. Sometimes makes me wish I wasn't human. You know? I'd rather be like, I don't know, kind of alien. You know, maybe aliens have it better, have it more figured out than we do. You know? Can my mouse? Can we not? Be great mouse. Oh. And I just feel like, sorry, you do that, my mouse needs a bit of a nap. It just feels like if we lied less about these things, people like that would, I mean, they'd still be a huge issue, obviously, but I feel like it would be at least a less issue than it currently is. Nobody wants to believe the victims that are suffering from it. And then maybe one day we as like a human race can just finally say, alright, let's fix this, let's solve this issue and make everybody's lives better. But I know that's never gonna happen. That's just fantasy that will never occur, because human beings as a whole are very greedy creatures, especially compared to any other animal. We are very greedy, as a species. And it's funny to me because, like, I always watch and listen to all these people who are like, oh, greed this is like sin and what have you, it's sad. Yeah. But fight with a shitty ass mouse here. Greed is kind of like this thing that people say is bad, that, being greedy not gonna get you anywhere, what have you. And yet, here's my question. If greed is such, like, an issue to humanity, then why do we, like, why do, places like churches, for example, constantly are, always begging for money? Like, I guess some churches are like, they mean it when they say, oh, we're putting this money um, to charities and what have you, but not all of them do. And that's, like, my biggest ick, is there's churches out there that lie to us and say, oh, we're putting this money towards charity, and this is not going to be used for ourselves, and what have you. But when you, like, look back and do your research and you find out that they aren't, and they preach about greed and about all that Christian stuff that they preach about. Why 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 do we practice greed when you preach that greed is bad? Ow! Whoa! 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 Okay. I've never fought a bog before. Come here. Come here, Mr. Bog. Never fought you before. So this is gonna be fun. Ow. Never fought a bog before. That was something. Anyway. I just want to understand, what is the point in greed? Like, why do people need to be greedy when you can just accept what you have? It may not be, like, a lot, but you should be, like, grateful for what you do have and happy with the fact that, unlike a lot of people, at least you're alive, you know? At least you're living, you have people who support you, you have people who trust you. Not a lot of people have that, and it just feels counterintuitive when those who, oh my god, my nose is so itchy. When there's, like, people who are just so greedy and selfish and what have you, it just makes everything feel pointless to it all, you know? I don't know, I'm not, like, doing this, like, saying, like, being, like, all depressed and what have you. It's like, it feels pointless when everything kind of just doesn't piece together properly. I'm sorry if I'm, like, slowing down my words. I am, there's a lot going on in my head, so trying to put it all together without it jumbling around is not necessarily the easiest task to do. But there also comes, like, that one issue that I've noticed where we target people who are weaker than us. I hate how people target those who are weaker. Especially because it feels very unfair. Especially seeing as a lot of the people that humans do pick on that are weaker than them already have to go through so much as is, and we are not helping by picking on them, making them feel even more insignificant to life than they already do. No? Ollie, I can't wait to figure out if I can find a hole to get down there. Yeah. Is that a zombie with copper armor? Oh. Anyway. Hey. Maybe in another 1,000 years or so, maybe society will actually learn and what have you. But I highly doubt it. I really do highly doubt that society will ever learn and stuff. I do not believe that humans will ever, not take advantage of those around them that are weak, struggling, yada yada, you know? Man, I have been yapping my brains off. Nothing wrong with me yapping. Those. It's better than me being absolutely silent. Yes. Dang, I need more. More wood. Oh. Use that coal for better use, man. Torches. I do have leads. I could probably bring those cows over. I know there's cows over there. I just need to get this wheat growing. I'm assuming it's summer since the wheat is growing. So I'm assuming it is summer now. I do need to make a spot for these cows, and I could do that if I clear out these. God, my nose. My nose is probably gonna be like super stinking red right now. How much I've been rubbing the shit out of my. I can also finally make diamond tools. So and armor. So let me like quickly do that real fast. I can make full diamond armor. And tools. And I still have plenty enough to make other thing I wanted to make on my list, which I'm not gonna put on the diamond armor right now. It can stay in there. I don't want to lose it. I want to enchant it too. I can finally make the other thing I wanted to make. See how much wood I have on me. I mean, mix wood. to make a jukebox. That will also be another thing I wanted to do. And I have succeeded in doing. I have 8 diamonds left. Man, I can put the jukebox in for now. What else to do with it? Oh my god. My nose is so agitated. I can also, make some more axes, copper axes, so that I can get trees out of the way. Oh yeah, it's definitely summer. Oh lordy. I am gonna need to add more space for this sugar cane. That's gonna be pretty important to me. The sugar cane. If my nose can stop itching for like 100% 1 second, please, I would appreciate my nose. Alright, there we go. Got some more of that. And then I'll put this away fast. I'm gonna have to probably make some more fences so that I can get cows in over here. I think I might put the cows back here. Like, off this direction, because I do want to put more crops over here, like carrots and pumpkins and other goodies. I just need to clear out some space. But I think the cows will be fine back here. Oh. Ugh. I know, I swear. Yeah, I definitely am gonna need stuff for that. These crows should leave my crops alone. I'm hoping. Yeah, you guys leave my shit alone. Those are not gonna be able to get in here. Alrighty, there we go. So, summer and autumn, these crops will be growing pretty exponentially. Who do you think you are, you little shit? You two. Yeah, stay out of my crop. And the potatoes be growing just fine too. Getting plenty of those. There's plenty of food for me. Yeah, alright. Plenty of food. You know, living off of potatoes. Very easy. Dirt needs. Now that I got potatoes. As my bird screams in the background. Probably because I'm screaming for food, but you're not gonna get fed till 2:30. Which I won't be streaming by then. I've already got, like, a few of my tasks completed, which, making the house nicer, which I have been doing. I still haven't leveled up the enchantment table. I got enough diamonds, a jukebox, a safe area from the rain, a bridge. It's just the hard part is, the enchantment table. I did give myself, like, a bunch of tasks, to be fair. So... And my mouse is throwing a fit, too. So there's that. As well, that's not helping. I also should probably get, I should probably make that first. Okay, there we go. Got plenty of that now. I should actually put another door here so I can access the animals better from there. I love when my mouse chooses to not want to cooperate. Look at this. I'm trying so hard. And along with the fact that my nose also wants to screw me over. That. And then... where did I store my skills? Or did I use them all? Okay, I didn't use them all, but I don't have them. Come on, put it down. Also totally, come on, go away. Put that there so that, I don't gotta worry about mobs spawning in the house. There we go. Finally gave this spot a use. Beside, being an absolute pain in my ass. Okay. And then I could get in there more easily. Hmm. Make, one of the door. That. Ah. I like that a lot. And I could put all that away. I'm gonna be using that wheat for animals and animals only. That. And let me go grab those cows. I know where they are. It's over here. Guys haven't despawned at all. Pretty useful for me. Hello, Mr. Cow. Only able to grab 2 of you. Hate these new cow sounds, man. Sounds so weird and wrong. Why are you guys trying to go backward? Come on, guys. Go this way. Oh, come on. Man. Had to rain. Well, guess I'm sitting here until it gets dark and then I can sleep. Man. I think my nose has finally stopped itching. Cool. All my potatoes are cooked. Kinda all I have right now. I have an idea. Oh, was that for that spam risk that I don't give a shit about? Yeah. Yes. False. Absolutely despise the people that. One for every type of armor, because I actually do want to collect, like, one of every type armor I can possibly think of. I can store them down here, too. I have, like, this little storage area for that. Right here. Until I can, boom. And also, like, where I want to put, nether coral. I know I said I wanted to put it here, but this seems like a perfect spot for, that at least. I also need to make leather armor, I need to find, chainmail armor, and then a full set of iron armor. I want diamond armor here, and then eventually netherite armor. Which I do believe I have a thing of, yeah. Okay. That there. Look at that. Oh, and then there's gold armor, too. Oh my god. It's so smart. Or dumb. Then I can put the netherite there. I don't know if there's any, like, if I have any mods in here that give me extra armor. I already completely forgot. But I definitely won't be getting netherite armor anytime soon. I got like 10 leather, but I want to use it for something more important, I guess. Let's see what, enchantments getting. Finally getting good. Nice. Finally go grab those cows again. How stupid! Please! Hey! Cows successfully brought into a pen. Wait, those are my baked potatoes. Time to feed them. And ensure I got a proper path. Alright, nice. give me some, please. Got loads of dirt. Loads of dirt. Hmm. Okay. I think the only thing I need to do left is, work on upgrading the enchantment tables, leveling to 30. I did complete a majority of my tasks, except for like partially of one, and then haven't completed the other one at all. So I should probably not really complete this one. Okay. Nice. Probably put crafting table up here. Okay. Like a decent-ish roof. I do eventually out of. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I have a better idea for the spot over there. Very idea for that spot there. There we go. Ugh. Gross. So much of one wood, might as well use as much of it as possible, right? And then I can turn that into like a little rooftop patio. So I might have to finish the roof at a different time, obviously. And make that like task for like the next. Ugh. least the house actually is looking nice. God, do I not know how to fucking place?
Who knows?
Oh, damn agitated, dude. Right. I'm not gonna lie, this feels a lot like a cabin. One of those, like, cabin houses. This, like, whole ass house is starting to feel like one of those big ass cabins. Like, look at it! You can't tell me it don't look like a big ass cabin. I'm gonna have to eventually, I think, find spruce wood, I think is what I need. What do I need? To put some more detail into the beams and stuff to look nicer. Yeah, this whole ass place is starting to feel real damn nice. You know? I also feel like I should close off this room, move the table, and make it into like a kitchen area. I should do that. I have so much wood, I might as well. You know? Figure out. I think that looks like a nice thing. Yeah, I can do that. Actually, we made it like this instead. I'm gonna need axes. I don't know if that's good. Why stairs that look better? Yeah, that feels better. And I can do this. Make it feel at least a little bit better. Just, well, who doesn't need like a little window thing, right? And like clean this up a bit. that I'm hearing. Is he out here? Where is he? Where's he out here? I don't have, emeralds. On my roof. Where if he's on my roof. What the fuck? Ah, I swear I heard him. Is he downstairs then? The fuck? I'm not! Where is he? Where? There you are, you fucker! Where? I surrounded the fuck out of this. Sneeze my ass close. That looks cleaner. And then I can move this table from here. And put it here instead. Or it actually kind of stays there. Still looks nice here. I do want to like make a. Maybe I can make some stools. Let me see what I need for stool. Some fence and logs. I don't know if it'll care about what kind of fence. I think some stools there would look nice. Nice little stools. Nice little kitchen area. Nice. Starting to come together. I like it. Sugar cane growing fine. God, your mouse does not want to fucking function, man. Alright, there we go. Full sugarcane farm. And enough to put some stuff. But I'll start the process of making books. First bookshelf. First bookshelf for my enchantment table. Look at that. Lovely. I feel like that would look better if I put it like all the way up. I actually like that. Hold on. Yeah, that looks so much. Yeah. Well, I did do a lot for this world, so I think this is where I'm gonna be ending the stream for today. So next time I might finish with the roof and the enchantment table, and probably some more things if I come up with it. So get around.